to make it past 25. Jokes on you, we still alive.
You know, if one Mr. Devin Tracy didn't block me on Twitter, thusly making me have to take the principled stance of not paying this man for his content, I probably would have been on this a little bit earlier. But shout out to the actual justice warrior, Sean Fitzgerald. I will leave a link to his video that really breaks down this entire Julius Jones situation and really paints the picture as to what evil bullshit is going on right now. All right, so if you are unfamiliar, let me give you my my rundown of this. This here is Julius Jones. He, in 1999, killed a man by the name of Paul Howell. He's been convicted. He is on death row as we speak. The crime was particularly heinous, yet we have one Kim Kardashian West here. God, Kanye. This is why Kanye's sitting there doing all this gospel and really seeped into the spirituality right now, because that man recognized he was married to a demon, boy. That man recognized he was married to a demon. He gotta exercise that shit. That boy still believe in heaven. Julius Jones was given an execution date of November 18th, despite the Pardon and Parole Board recommending his sentence be commuted. Help us save his life by contacting, and this is not the first time that she's done this. She successfully got Centoya Brown out of prison. Then I don't know if she picked up Crystal Kaiser, but she does have a thing for alliteration. Now, when I say his crime was particularly heinous, well, hopefully you clicked the link to AJW's video. But if you didn't, what I'm gonna do, instead of aping AJW's video as I am one to do, I am going to go to the news footage, because this has about 2,000 views right now, and this is the family, you know what I'm saying? As you can see right here, is a time to speak. The family of Paul Howell, the victim of this situation. I'm gonna let them have their say on this channel, because that's just how I roll, bruh. Let's go.
About the case, I sat down exclusively with 7 members of the Howell family.
Growing up without a dad is difficult. There's a lot of moments in life that you experience as a daughter that you want your dad to be there for. My sister got married a few years ago. Luckily, my uncles got to walk her down the aisle, both of them, which was beautiful. But I couldn't help but thinking of him the whole time. Graduating high school, going to college, all those big moments, I wish he was there for those. It's been really hard.
That's what happens when you take people at an undue time. This is real pain. You know, a pain that decent human beings, those with that foundation that we speak of on the channel so often, you don't want to cause another human being. But there's real evil in this world.
For the past 3 years, that painful absence has been coupled with a new agony.
It's sad to me. It makes me angry.
This family has watched as support for Julius Jones has grown. For them, it's like salt in a wound that will never truly heal.
And it's all because the guy's black. We don't even know if Julius Jones is a descendant. We know absolutely, like, once again, I hope you clicked on AJW's video. It's really good. But beyond that, there's literally no other connection except for the Crayola cabal that has them out there ultimately making a fucking fool of themselves. And it's really infuriating, because it's all based upon a history that, let's be honest, has been used to really drive wedges in this country. You know what I'm saying? Like, create this sense on both sides, right? That white liberal, oh my goodness, oh, we've been just so terrible to the Negro, and the well, you know, let's be independent about this. Everybody, to each man his own fate, right? Like it really does speak to either argument, any side, and yet this is what the end goal and the game plan has been, is to exploit that history and continue to just drive that wedge and use it as a means to basically wreck it.
On the night of July 28th, 1999, Paul Howell was gunned down in this driveway. In the middle of a divorce, he was living with his parents and leaning on his family for support. They were helping him care for his 2 little girls, Rachel 9 and Abby 7.
Where's mom though? No. I mean, they got divorced, right? But usually the mother does end up with custody. So it's like, wow, what kind of no offense, you know what I'm saying? Grieving family and all, but like, what kind of train wreck is that, lady?
He and his sister Megan had taken the girls shopping for school supplies and then to get ice cream. Prosecutors say they were followed home that night by Julius Jones and Christopher Jordan, who'd been driving around looking for a Suburban to steal. Paul, Megan, and the girls were at the wrong place at the wrong time.
When we pulled up in the driveway and stopped, and I looked over and saw Julius Jones walking up to the car. He shot my dad, and I watched my dad's head go like that.
Bro. Couldn't even imagine being in that situation, right? Like, as a kid, particularly as a kid, just few things are, you know what I'm saying? Like, like going through something like that, I don't, like the game that we usually play on this channel, boys, it's like unfair to kind of play it on it because you, like that type of trauma, yeah. We find comfort in all different types of things, and food happened to be one of them.
And that is the vision that I have every night, is my dad's head falling to the right.
Since 2002, Julius Jones has been on death row for the murder of Paul Howell. 3 years ago, a television documentary called The Last Defense highlighted Jones's case, suggesting the trial was tainted.
Was this on like Netflix or something like that? Because, wow, dude, you really do look guilty. You look like Meek Mill. Am I the only one saying this? The guy, he looks quite a bit like the rapper Meek Mill. But either ways, bro, yeah, there's not a inch of camera time that I've seen of you that makes me think that, nah, like, yeah, like, I feel, that nigga did that shit. Either ways, is this a Netflix documentary? Like, the thing about these documentaries, right, is that they can basically tell whatever story they want. And because we, like, the past, 50 years of American education has really been shit, and the parental situation has just been the worst. A lot of people don't know how to differentiate and assimilate and really do research and look into things for themselves. And despite the fact that, I'm using the content, and I'll leave a link to this video in the description as well, so you can see it completely uncut, completely unedited, and the like. But to see that we have these forces, we have the Kim Kardashians West and the gentlemen like this who and the folks who will just sit there, and because of one ridiculous attribute, i.e. skin color, will just jump up like, yo, no, he ain't do, no, free the homie. Nah, fam, stop. Cut it out. It's called being an adult. It's called being responsible. And unfortunately, this is, a few generations worth of a lack of accountability really coming to fruition.
The wrong man had been convicted. Soon, a Justice for Julius crusade was launched with money and celebrity backing. The Howell family found it overwhelming.
This is David versus Goliath. We don't have the resources. We don't have the PR firm. We don't have the Hollywood backing, but we have the truth, and we're sitting here willing to talk about it.
A group called Represent Justice has poured money into the fight to free Julius Jones.
Anybody smell that? Anybody smell that? It has a really Soros he sent to it. You know, it smells like real Sorosy. What was the name of that foundation that he made? That he has that gives out grants. You know, like there's a because once again, this is simply about destroying the country. Make no mistake about it. It's about giving, you know, the likes of those who would be you know, white supremacists and like, or who genuinely would fall into the Crayola cabal's trap, giving them ammunition. And guess what? On both sides.
And last year, a board member for that organization invited Kim Kardashian to visit Jones in prison.
You look at these celebrities and people that are out there, they've been spoon-fed the exact same story, and they don't even bother to go check the facts themselves. Every one of them hits the same points that are the same lies.
They weren't at the trial. They have never read the trial transcripts. They never read the transcripts of the evidentiary hearings or the appeals. But yet, they believe the Facebook and the Twitter lawyers and proponents that are putting out all these lies.
Well, that's because, once again, there are not a lot of deep thinkers running around in this world. There's not a lot of people who are intellectually honest enough to, you know, like to really step back and look at situations. And I've been a part of that, you know, emotion first crowd, you know. But that's the thing. Once you realize you're doing it, you will fall back. But the thing is that there's a lot of people and a lot of you know, particularly those with the pack and the XX chromosomes, because as you can see, it's a lot of women involved with this stuff who are, you know, being used to further this, you know, this nefarious evil bullshit, man. These fuckers are wicked, bro. I'm telling you, that's why Kanye's ass is doing gospel.
The Howell family believes the funding and the celebrity backing are part of a much bigger campaign.
For whatever the agenda is outside, maybe it's to make a movie, to write a book at the end. I don't know.
No. I kind of just cleared it up for you there, buddy. It's to continue to drive this Crayola cabal-led wedge between, you know, like, and particularly give the media more red meat when it comes to, like, oh man, like, yo, when the idea is that everybody's getting screwed, you know, everybody's gonna feel like they're getting screwed. And that's what's taking place. And it sucks. It really does. But yeah, Julius, you gotta go, bruh. Sorry, fam. Like, you did that shit, man. I'm sorry, Meek Mill, but you did that shit. And I'm tired. I for one, it's so damn infuriating. It's one of the reasons I started doing the replies to Devin Tracy. It's one of the reasons why I, you know, on occasion, you know, just like to call the Crayola cabal out. Because stop. The actions alone are what dictate who you are as a person, your character. This man went up to that young woman's, to that young lady's father with her and her sister as children, and put one in his head. Sorry, fam. That's just, gotta go. You gotta go. So, with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. We're gonna get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Patreon as well. Links in the description. Actually, yeah, don't worry about Patreon. Go check me out on Odyssey and Bitchute and like. It's good. Don't worry about the Patreon. And speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Yeah, Kim Kardashian is evil, and I just can't help but feel like Kanye recognized that shit. And now he's just like, yo, Lord, I'm sorry. I have sinned. I know I took this woman before you, and it ain't been good ever since. Why are you still using West, by the way? But either ways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, at this point, I'm just infuriated that that history, right? that the descendant history, the history that's in my blood, continues to get used as a wedge instead of, oh, that is what it is. We've moved so far. We're at this point beyond all of that, but no, they want to keep doing it. Did you guys hear Maxine Waters talk about Haitians looking like slavery? Oh my God, these people. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until the next one.
Your booze mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. Every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem.